Santa's Book of Names by David McPhail. And it looks like Santa left a message in this book that says, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Santa. He had a sticky there. Oh, look at that pretty window with the snow and the bird. And Grammy's going to check. This book was written in 1993. And it's to my mother who sang us songs of Christmas. Edward was good at numbers. He could count all the way to 50. He could recite the alphabet and knew the names of most of the dinosaurs. But when he opened a book and tried to read it, he just couldn't. Edward's teacher was concerned. She sent a note to Edward's mother and father, urging that he be tested to find out what the problem was. No tests, Edward's mother wrote back. Patience. At bedtime on Christmas Eve, Edward's father read aloud Edward's favorite Christmas story. In the story, Santa Claus delivers presents to boys and girls around the world. How does Santa remember the names of all the boys and girls he gives presents to? Edward asked when his father had finished, and where they live, and what toys to bring them. He must have a good memory, said Edward's father, or maybe he has it written down in a book, said Edward's mother as she came in to say good night. Oh, look at, he likes to play baseball, I guess, because he has a baseball picture up there. After his mother and father had kissed him and turned off the light, Edward took his flashlight from under his pillow and tried to read the story himself. He wanted more than anything to be able to read, and he almost could, but not quite. Just as he turned the last page, Edward heard a noise. He sat up and listened. Yes, there it was again. Edward slid out of bed and tiptoed downstairs. When he peeked into the living room, he saw that a stocking was filled and that there were presents under the tree. Santa had come and gone, and Edward had missed him. Then Edward noticed something else, something lying on the floor right in front of the fireplace. It was a book. He bent down and picked it up. The book was thick and heavy and probably very old, for the cover was worn and the pages were tattered. Santa must have dropped it, Edward suddenly realized. These pages are hard to turn, and Grammy doesn't want to miss any. I skipped too. He ran to the front door, threw it open, and stepped outside. Just as he did, a long shadow passed over him and glided across the fresh moonlit snow. "Santa, wait!" cried Edward. "You forgot your book." But in the jingle of the sleigh bells and the rush of the wind, Santa didn't hear, and in an instant he was gone. How far could Santa get without his book, Edward wondered. And when Santa realized the book was missing, how would he know where to find it? Then Edward had an idea. He hurried back into the house, quickly put on his boots and mittens, coat and hat. He knew what letter the word book started with, so he tromped out a huge letter B in the snow. Would Santa see it? And even if he did, would he know what it meant? Then Edward heard the sound of sleigh bells growing closer. He looked up. High overhead, Santa's sleigh appeared. It circled once, then went into a steep dive, gliding to a stop right beside Edward. "Hello, Edward. I see you found my book," said Santa, who looked very much like the Santa in Edward's storybook, except that his nose wasn't round, it was pointed. "That book contains the names and addresses of all the children in the world," Santa explained. "Most of them I know by heart, but I can't always remember which present to leave. That's why I needed my book." Edward held the book out to Santa. "Thank you, Edward," said Santa, and he gently patted Edward's shoulder. "It would be a big help if you would come along and read it to me when I forget something." Ride with Santa in a sleigh? Edward couldn't believe his ears. He stared down at the glistening snow. I can't help you, Santa," he stammered. "I can't read." "Come along anyway. You can hold the book open so the pages don't blow," said Santa. "I promise I'll have you back before dawn." Edward smiled. "Okay," he said, and he jumped into the sleigh beside Santa, who bundled him up in thick woolen robes and placed the open book in his lap. Then Santa gave a low whistle, and the reindeer lunged forward, lifting the sleigh into the crisp, clean air. From rooftop to rooftop they went, and at each stop Santa would disappear down the chimney with